Sultana be? Oh, Smurf. I don't know. I like this new peaky thing that I see I have going on. The scarf, as you know, I was wearing it the other day. Can't remember. I think I bought it off the market a while back. It's starting to go to this little wizard's oracle. What's it called? A wizard's oracle? Yes, a wizard's oracle. I was just looking in the mirror. I think I feel like a sultana. I know. Or Aladdin. I've got. This is the handle of my magical lamp that I've got upstairs. It fell off. I got some glue. It was only from Primark. I got it before. It says Basil on it. I got it in the sale before. I wanted a lamp that I could rub. So I've got this one. The handle came off. Doesn't really matter though. Oh my god. I remembered I saw a lamp yesterday. An actual one with an oil wick in it. I don't really need it though. I just remembered. I don't have anything else to say really. I'm bored. I'm so bored. I had a nap. And I thought about theatre work. What, costume design and set? Well, yeah, I have, but you know, I'm too tired most of the time. I did offer to, what did I offer to do it once? I have painted backdrops at college or school or somewhere. Both probably. Primary. They had me on design sets then. As a primary student. I know. I know. I was born tripping the boards. It's true. It's true. And tripping the lights. I've told you, haven't I? One of my earliest memories is being caught with a screwdriver in a plug socket because one of my grandfathers was a sparky and I'd seen him changing a plug. And so I was about 2, I think. I remember my auntie grabbed me, just literally as I was screwing. I was about to screwdriver into the socket. Not quite all the way in, fortunately for everyone. And what did they do? How did they deal with this? He taught me to change a plug on the spot at 2 years old. And this is the bit you do. I know, problem solved. That's what school is that they do that in? At that wonky school up the road where they just play with wood and, you know, student bedding. What's it called? Student led learning. Stifle, whatever it's called. That sort of practice. But I did do a bit of that at Biggie when I was first. One set of children went through nursery. They had a table where the kids just had tools, like adult tools to play with rather than toy ones. But they were taught to play them. Well, that they were tools, not toys. Rather than having toy tools that you just lord around with, they had actual tools. And just, do you know what? These are tools. They're not toys. They're a tool. And you just learn from the beginning what they're with. So there we go. It's not bad to implicate some of that. I think Miss Eden was trained along those lines through recollection. She had that sort of aura anyway. Just give him a fucking knife. That's all the time waxing, wasn't it? They were all chopping kindling and selling it around the edges. Go and chop up some logs and go and sell them to that lot over there from Posh Camp. Go down Posh Camp. No, I've got no money for you. Go and sell some twigs or rob something out of one of the other tents that people haven't looked after and go and sell it on the corner. And then go and buy your own sweets. I'm not interested in what you do. Go and learn about real life while we just lie in the sun. I was there. I remember it all. Well, we don't remember you. I know. That was the spirit of waxing, partly, wasn't it? Nobody really remembers anything. What stays on the site leaves no evidence. Children driving to the toilets in cars. I know. Exactly. And still here we all are, laughing about it now, out loud and publicly, at the ridiculous nature of reality. Who needs to go to Waxham when? And Cain the Ables, when we can just absorb reality? I don't know. It's just another concept. What am I doing? Nothing really. Just droning on as usual. My fine peak. My widow's peak. No, it's not. It's a Smurfette. You Smurfette? I'm Smurfette. Who's this? Eof? Go into the great Eof. I don't know how you say it though. I'm just, what is a good teacher? A good teacher. A good teacher will show you where to look for the answers, not give them to you. I know that. Okay then, smarty pants. I know, it's just something. It's some elf story, I think. I'm not really sure. Elf. Great Elf. You didn't say it like that. We'll go and ask someone who cares. He knows about Elf, I think. Some Grand Master story. I think it was Lord of the Rings. Is that right? Oh, for God's sake, no. Sneaky McBeako or whatever. That was funnier. With a great plum forest. You know who. He who lords over. He who resides over the whole system. Which system? The belief system. Which one? I can't say. Pinky knows though. All about it. Ask her, Miss Eden. I dare you. I dare you to see what she says. And then ask someone else. Keep asking different people and you'll get a rounded picture. I think, anyway. And then everyone starts saying, who's this nosy woman that keeps asking questions about this Aesop person? I don't know. That's not what you said, is it? Might not have been. I'm setting a what? Elf. I'm going now. Have you seen my lizard before, Kathy? Look, he's just on the wall. A little tiny one at the back. Can you see? A small one. I just have like a little gecko. I found him in the street. Now he's on the wall. I used to have something else there. It's now stuck on the wall outside. No one cares, she said. I know. I love that. It's freedom, isn't it? It's the bohemian spirit. Truth, beauty, freedom and love. I know. It's more complicated than you think, isn't it, originally? The bohemian ideals. That's another paradox. Not exactly. I know. Right, and what am I going to do now? Just a bit more, I think. This whole outfit, you know this, don't you? It was made out of this one skirt. I've got the spirit of Glastonbury back. Old Abby McShabby, I talk about this quite frequently. We went to Scabbard, Glasgow. When my baby child was still only 2, and I threw her in the white well, the wishing well, and held her head under her, actually for a good 10 minutes or so, and probably on the one the other side, and swung around my head 6 times, and sat under the tour, and I don't know, we did a load of other jazz probably, for weeks and days and years, and it just went on and on and on. And then Hoggis broke down, and oh God, I fuck this, I'm going to bus home. This baby's running out of nappies, and I'm just literally, I'm sick of this already. I want a warm, dry bed. Anyway, I had this sheet, one of those block print Indian ones. It's called throw. It's called all sorts of things. Anyway, you know what I mean. Basically, it ended up in the wardrobe of Glastonbury, and it was just bits were ripped off it, and tied in different ways, and onto bits of tree, and you know, and round children. It was just, and made leaves. It's like it was so good. Basically, it's the same thing. I tore this skirt the other week by accident walking through the garden. It got caught on something. And so I just pulled the bottom off it and then tied it as a top. I know, now it's a suit with a drop back. I know! The joys of being a hippie. A drippy old shabalik. Oh, God, I don't know. It's just dribbling words, isn't it? Tumbling, we used to call it. She's tumbling. Block tumbling, probably. Block tumbling. Can you do it more quietly? Nope. This is why you had single caravans. Just why. That's why the Botox was so small. There's only room for one person in, and they park them far, far away from each other, often different sides of the world. So that's the joy. That's the joy of the roaming toes. I know. And the other ones that nobody knows. I've stopped talking and saying you're making it sound so much, you know, worse than it is. What are we going to do now? Finish drinking this dank coffee. Dream about smoke again, and just enjoy the fact every time I say and bring it up, people say, you'll feel worse if you do start again. And I think, and you know what? You're true and rightly right. So I'll just pine for that a bit more. I'll add coffee to the pine list. And wait for something to take its space. More porridge stories. We wouldn't have had those, would we, without the coffee trap? I wouldn't have been raging about porridge if I'd been fed coffee. I'd have something else to moan about instead. So it's taken us down that route, isn't it? Which is brought enjoyment and light to a lot of people. The porridge paradox. What porridge do I have at the moment? You like this, Catherine? Those ones in a posh packet. Oh, that was so much. I should eat myself. I like to rotate them. Look. These gypsy ones I've got to do in a nice paper packet. I like to buy things in paper when I can, with a cosmic elephant on, called Judith, I think. Oh no, John. I think Judith. I'm going to call it Judith the elephant anyway. 1 kilogram, 2 pounds. I didn't check the weight. Sometimes I do. That's why I have the scales here, just to check that I haven't been hard thrifty. Look, special ones. Nope, I'm not buying these again. Fucking light-fingered chips. I should be taking my trade elsewhere. It's true. I was doing that. Do you know what? I could start taking the scales around the shops. We used to do that. It's like, you know, when you get a tin of beans and it's got the weight on it, you get them home and take them out just to check. Just out of interest. It's fun, isn't it? No, I don't think so. This isn't right. Not right at all. Commie bastards. I can't really be bothered most of the time. What did I have the other day? Oh yeah, my gas. This is right. This is truly correct. I cook on this. This is my cooking system for a household of 2. Currently 3, actually, including the dog. And my last can didn't last quite so long. I'm not sure if maybe I was just burning it through. Was that going? They've changed percentages of the gas. But my son's just come home, so maybe that's had an impact on it too. So there we go. My mother was all that person as well. It's like they've changed the ingredients of this. My brother had allergies, so it's like she was always like necking down the ingredients. And it's like, yeah, they do it all the time. They've changed the ingredients, the washing powder. We were trained in that sort of anarchic paradise, checking food labels. What's he allergic to? Well, he was anaphylactic to eggfish and nuts. This is how we got into the vaccine thing. They were triggered when he had his early vaccinations. Nobody can understand why. So I got this dog for him. My mother may have known, but and there was other people who'd done all this research on multi-vaccinations and over-vaccinations in dogs. This was years ago, and I did a bit myself. And it's believed to come from the protein carriers that the virus, is that right, travels in. So that was as far as I got with that. And they would rotate them, so for different reasons, batch testing, I suppose, cover. I wondered if this is why one of my sons was allergic to water. I mean, literally, if he sat in water, he'd come out in a rash. You never know, do you? Why would they use water? I don't know, but you don't know, do you? I can see him chuckling again. She's a bitch, isn't she? She is sneaking Mickey off. Well, I love sneaking Mickey off. He is sneaky. He sneaks around all over the place, in the cupboards and where you least expect to find him. This is why I always say the goddess is the spider, isn't it? I mean, I know the goddess is the spider, or she represents the spider, represents the goddess. In some belief systems, you know, the crank ones, the candle witch corner. People say, why? Because she's fertile. The spider, she has a big clutch of eggs, doesn't she? So it's the fertility thing. That's why But also I like the touching analogy of I'm not going to say I'm not scared, I'm not phobic of spiders, but they can make me a little bit jumpy. And it's like, it's just that, do you know what? You can be scared of something quite small, and it's something quite small can have quite a big, powerful effect on you. It's just another nice little touch. And it's also, it just lets you know they're always around. Goddess is always here. Oh my God, Stephen the mouse was on the roof just now when I was out in the garden, the drop roof. Where have my gutter socks gone? They're in the pond soaking because I needed to get some more compost and top up the things. So they're just in there, flying away. But Stephen the mouse was just running along the gutter. He peeped over and said hello, which was cute as anything. For me, because you know why, Ganesh travels in on a mouse sometimes, or a spider probably. So I've got the goddess as a spider, and old Ganesh as Stephen the mouse. So that's me sorted, really, covered from top to toe. And sending you off on an adventure to go and ask Miss Pinkington about Ollie. See what she says. I'm just curious what she says to you. She'll probably just blank the whole thing. I think so. That's what she normally does. Refuse to speak about it. So I just like lizards. Right then. Okay. Cultural oppression? Cultural oppression, yes. Cultural oppression. Oppressing your cultural. It's not. That's her culture. The oppressive one. She's going to come in and pick your windows. Probably. Hopefully with a brick tied with that £5 she owes me. She can throw that through the window if she wants to. I don't really care. I just say it was an artistic statement. That's the sort of thing I do. Here's your fucking money. You old tramp. Well, if I checked my mail, maybe she stuck it in an envelope and took the door. I suppose. I do keep thinking that, actually. It's a bit of a gamble, though, isn't it? It's a big pot. I can't even bear to look. Shall we do it now? So long since... I do keep thinking I need to go through the post. Oh, I live in a state of... What's it called? I get paper fear. I'm slightly... Romans weren't made to deal with paper. Jesus Christ, look what this dog does. That was... Oh, God. This is how much I don't like checking for post. I put all these barricades to keep the paper the other side. Gives me the fear. I'm scared of paper. It's all the tree spirits coming through. They're screaming. They're furious. I usually have to throw it straight on the fire. They want to go back to heaven. God, I'm scared. The trees hate me now. I know that I said the dead like to come here to settle, but not like this. Have these dead things. I don't want them. They look nicer green, not white and black. It's balanced, I suppose. I suppose it's not too bad. It's only that much. Start going through it now? I don't think so. There's lots of burglars going in. Maybe look tomorrow. This is where I'm going to live. It's nice, isn't it? In my head, that's it already. What's the fourth thing? If you want to change the world, start at home. Start at your own front door. So there we go. There we go. I've got this guy. Inchworm. And that's about it. And this one as well. I've got everything I need, really. I like to do that just to annoy the dog. That's the only reason you have a dog, isn't it? To annoy you. And she's annoyed me back, because look, this was a great ball and she's chewed it up. It's the only thing she's ever chewed. Why would she do that? That was such a good ball. I liked that one. That was the Cosmic Growth ball. You ruined it, Doris. Maybe she's making a statement. We've grown enough. We're having a break from growth. Is that what you said, Dolly? We're just accepting life as it is, aren't we? I guess that's the truth. I'm going to sit out for a bit, watch this through, and show you one more good thing. I love this. I know when somebody new asks me to show them one more good thing. I'll show you this picture, this cat picture. I know, I love it so much. Can you see it? I didn't paint that, believe it or not. I know I've got a style of my own. It came from a men's hospital. It came from a men's hospital with a story. I got sent to Bristol. It was fun. And I met a lady there. I forgot her name. And she was crackers. So funny, though. I really liked her. And she'd got this picture in a room. And she said a big black man painted it with a... I think her big black boyfriend with a massive cock painted this picture. Some old drivel. But she left. And this was in her room. And I tidied her room after she'd gone, partly to help the staff a bit. And that was in it. And I took it. And some of these other... This other thing was as well. I think I'll show you in the other room. So it's just a memory. And I like it. I just think it's fun. It's got a story attached to it. And I like the style. It's fine. What is it? High art. Legitimate high art. That's what I collect. Only legitimate high art. And you know what that is, don't you? Kathy said, yes, I do. It's like the Porridge paradox. It's pure art. Pure art. And this I also got from her. I think she made this herself. It's so good, isn't it? But I love it for so many reasons. I did have a few of her other pieces. I had a few of her other pieces. They seem to have gone over time. It's the organic process I enjoy. The whole life and death. The continual, motion of change. It helps you get used to children not eating porridge and just think one day they'll grow up and they'll think all this time I've missed this. I didn't realise I've only been punishing myself. Dathon did that first, and Smiler, or whoever, everyone's got different names for him. I'm just telling this story now because we're doing children's stories. When he was at Biggie Smalls, in primary school, he was put in catch-up reading group. He was dyslexic, and had some other minor learning specific goals. And so he was put in this reading group, catch-up reading, and they told me later on, literally recently, that he could read. He just pretended he couldn't because he liked the attention. He hates himself so much for wasting up time of his own. It's like, well, do you know what? You fooled us all then, didn't you, you little bruiser? That's what you do though, isn't it? And Marshall did the same with his PE kit. I remember that. I know I've told the world about that 600 times. It's like I was getting dragged up. Where's his PE kit? I didn't know what. I'm sick to death of asking him myself. I gave him a PE kit. I wrote his name all over it. I've got other things to think about. I think probably slightly more classily than that. But in my head, I was thinking, do you know what? Jesus Christ, I don't fucking know. I'm sick of looking and I don't care enough. Make him do it in his pants. He'll find it. That's what we had to do. Or use the spare box or something. And then it turned up, I think, in John, well, someone's, it would have been John's, wouldn't it? Someone's, not in their PE bag, on their peg. So I imagine Marshall, I call him Mario, you know why? I imagine he just tucked it there because he didn't want to be doing games. I know. And I was the one who got punished. How does that work? It doesn't. Well, not in my mind anyway. I'm not going to be that person. What have you done? You've bred this child with my assistance, clearly. But do you know what? It's a gift of the world, isn't it? A small one, a small gift. I couldn't have done that by myself or worked it out. So, and I didn't tell him to do it either. So clearly, it's partly nature and partly nurture. So, there we are. I think that's enough. Shall we end there? What do I do for fun? Ouija, mostly, but without the paper or whatever people use. What else was I doing the other day? Somewhere along those lines, something spiritual. Praying, maybe. I do that. Meditation in the similar.